Welcome back to Survivor Girl podcast, everybody. Thank you for joining in tonight. We're glad to have you come here and hang out and talk real talk. To hopefully, with the show, I'm hoping that what I can do is uplift and inspire. I am unable to diagnose or treat or any of those, being able to help with any kind of mental health or anything like that. But I'm here to try to put out the message of thriving and surviving to help uplift and inspire other people. And I'm thankful that I have this platform to be able to do that, just that. And I'm thankful for all of you that tune in, all of you that hear these podcasts and episodes that message and reach out and tell me that by talking and speaking with you and being real and showing not always the best side of myself, not always that life is just wonderful rainbows and butterflies, because we all know that that's not the case. I'm here to just try to spread the word that you can make it through whatever it is that you're facing. It may be a different path, it may be a different journey. You might be completely not where you thought you would be going, but you can make it through once you realize that that might not be the same fate that you thought that you were going to be facing. I've experienced quite a bit of that. This past week has been a little bit difficult. I've noticed a lot of people that I care about, people that are near and dear to me, have been experiencing losses in their life. Some that have experienced loss of their very close loved ones. Two people I know have experienced loss of somebody that they were with in a relationship as in passing away, and somebody else's mother has passed away, and I knew her very well, and my heart goes out to them. Words cannot be enough to comfort any of those things when someone is facing that. Words can be encouraging, words can help, but there's nothing that unfortunately that we can do to help them to grieve and get through their process other than just say, "Hey, my inbox is open if you need it. I'm here if you need me." But it's a tough road to travel down. It's a tough journey, and my heart does go out to them. I have been thinking a lot about that. Seen these posts in the past couple of days, and one of the questions was just a generic question, but how do you move forward after you lose a loved one? And I've been thinking a lot about that because that can be many different things. That could mean the passing on of a loved one, that could mean a break in a relationship, that could mean all kinds of different things. And then you grieve through those processes no matter what it is, whether it is they're gone for, they've gone on, they've passed on, or the relationship situation. It's difficult, it's different, but you can make it through. It's been 7 years since my mom has passed on. Actually, wow, it's gonna be on the 14th, and I've gotten to that place where I almost didn't realize the date, which is an amazing thing for me. It may sound sad in a way, but not for someone like me. I focus a lot on numbers. Numbers have been a huge thing for me. Dates, times, when something happened, what month it took place, and that always has affected me in the past. And I know Tony, who's been through a lot with me, and anybody else who's gone through this journey with me, that was a huge thing. Like, I remember exactly what time, what day, what month, and it hit me. Or if I didn't realize that it was that day yet, it would hit me and I'd go, "Oh, it's coming up. That's why I'm acting like I am. That's why I'm feeling like I am. That's why I'm drained. That's why this is happening." And I continually would just roll down and try to figure it all out of why I'm acting this way or what's happening. And it kept on hitting me like every year, every when my mom passed away, I'll be honest with you, every 14th, every month, it was hitting me hard. And I kept saying, "Oh, she's been gone for a month now. She's been gone for 3 months. She's been gone for 6. She's been gone for a year. And now here I am, 7 months." And I talk about my mom a lot because my mom was a very important person in my life and still is to this day. And if you don't think that I don't get scoldings from the other side, then that's a whole nother story. Because I swear in my dreams I do get that, and it's interesting. Like it's a very interesting thing. But I do miss her. I think about my mom all of the time. Like she was huge in my life. She still is huge, and she's in my heart. I look in the mirror and I see her in me because I was like almost a spitting image of her, I swear. And my mannerisms and things that I do now, like I act a lot like my mom. And I'm okay with that. Like that's okay. And I miss her. I think about her every day. I do. Some people may not think that's healthy, but for me, it's what it is. But I'm able to sit here and I'm able to talk about her 7 years later without completely breaking down, without completely losing it, and to continue to keep on moving forward. I have my moments. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like, there are moments when I do completely break down. When life is hard and I'm in the rings of it, I don't give a crap if I'm 41 or not. There's times when I cry and I say, I just want my mom. And it's the truth. I do. I don't think that ever stops. Like, that doesn't change if you're going through whatever it is you're facing. Like, I still want my mom. I mean, I've gotten much closer with my father. And yes, I say that too now. I'm like, I just want to talk to my dad now. And I can, thankfully, I can call him up and talk to him. A lot of people don't really know this, but a year prior to losing my mom and going through cancer and everything myself, my dad was in the hospital and we almost lost him. It was very close. I almost lost him. We almost lost him. And my mom was there during that for him. And then when my mom got sick, he was there for her. Now, they got separated when I was like 9 years old. And they really were kind to each other after they finally got through going, okay, this is what it is. We have kids. We need to be there for them and we need to help each other and co parent and do this thing. And they did. I mean, there was some stuff that was a little bit, harder to deal with and whatever. But they danced with each other when I got married the first time. Like, they were kind to each other. There was those things. So, thankfully, like, not losing him, it was hard to lose my mom. But I don't care what age I am. I still really do, like, deep down when I need someone to talk to. Yeah, I think about her usually first because that was my person, my stepping stone, my person, my rock. I guess is not stepping stone, my rock. I'd give her a call and that would be that. And for those of you that have lost a parent or just recently lost a parent or are still going through it and are having a hard time with it, I unfortunately can't tell you that there is a time frame for the grief or when you will feel good enough to talk about them and tell their story or have good memories or how you feel if you were that close with them. I can't tell you how long it will take. I don't know how long it will take before you feel good and you're okay with what's happened and start remembering the good stuff and start remembering how close you were or whatever it is or you can talk about without breaking down. It's a hard thing when losing a parent, father or mother, or a grandparent that has raised you. It's hard. It's a hard thing. They help us in life to try to get through learning how to live, but there's no book and there's no handbook on how to be okay of losing a loved one. How to be okay with losing your best friend, your parent, or any of these things. Like, there's not really a handbook for that because everybody grieves differently. Everybody grieves differently. And it breaks my heart every time I see somebody that I care about losing their parent, losing someone close like that, losing their boyfriend, their girlfriend, their wife, their husband. Like, I feel it. I feel a lot for them because it's a tough thing to go through. Like I said, there is no time frame on that. Grief is an interesting thing. One thing I can say that did help me through the grieving process and continues to help me sometimes is I did join a group on Facebook actually that had people in there that were going through the same thing that had lost somebody, their loved one. For me, I joined that group when I lost Zach, and it helped me to get through it because I would have other people that were going through it and they understood. Like, if I said, hey, I'm sitting in my car again. Like, I've been sitting in here for about an hour listening to music and just not wanting to go in my house, just not feeling good enough to get up in the morning, just not doing this. And they'd say, "Yeah, I went through that too. You'll get through it. Not sure when, but it is a normal thing when you're going through the grieving process." So if you are going through, a loss of a loved one or any of those kinds of things, that might be something to try, is to get into a support group. Because that does kind of help you to talk with other people that are experiencing the same thing, that have gone through the same thing. It might be something that could be helpful. Sometimes those groups can become toxic, though. I do want to let you know that as well. Sometimes you start reflecting off of what other people are going through, and that makes it even worse. So be mindful of that if you do join one of those groups. When you start to notice those things, that it's just too much or that you're outgrowing the group, then it's definitely time to unfollow, unjoin, get out of there, and start moving forward in, with your healing process on your own 2 feet. So there isn't a handbook for any of that. There really isn't. When my mom was sick, when she went through hospice and things, there was something that hospice did give that explained a lot of the things that she was going through as she was, getting ready to pass on. And that was a helpful thing. But it was hard for me to read that. It was hard to see that kind of thing. It was hard to go through that. So just know, no matter where you're at in the grieving process, it is hard. It's a roller coaster. I remember when I was going through it that one day a song came on and it just brought me to my knees, and I'm in the store crying my eyes out with no explanation to anybody around me because I just couldn't talk about it. I couldn't handle it. I held on to a lot of her stuff that I inherited, and I couldn't go through it. I couldn't look in the stuff. I couldn't do any of it because it was too hard. 2 years it took me for some of the stuff to even look through. I, do I wish I could have gone through that quicker and healed and been better? Yeah, but I would have missed everything that I needed to grieve properly and to feel better. And sometimes you have people that just don't understand why you're posting or you're feeling it or you're grieving or you're going through this so hard because it was easy for them. I don't understand that at all. I don't understand how some people just can move right on and be good to go, and then that's that. I don't understand that, but again, not my journey, not my process. I process differently as everybody else does. First, so those of you that are going through a hard time right now, a hard loss right now, just remember, if you've gone through other things and you've made it through, this is a tougher one, but you'll be able to get there at some point as well. Be patient, be kind, love yourself, try to keep yourself busy in doing things, but don't do so much that you push down the stuff that you're meant to let go of, to feel, so that you can properly grieve and heal. Because a lot of times I've found out in my life in past situations that I've just pushed so much stuff down that it comes back out again and it's worse than what it was if I would have just tried to work through it in the first place. Therapy, I've always talked about that. For me, that's been a big staple, but it's not for everybody. Some people get really into exercising and taking care of themselves and trying to just be in that part of their life to keep moving and being focused. It's whatever it is that helps you to get through, that's healthy. We got to be careful and mindful of those things to not get into any kind of addictions or lifestyle changes so much that it's going to affect your life because you don't know how else to deal with it other than going towards something totally unhealthy. So I hope that you guys are able to continue to remember, no matter what stage you are at in grief, no matter what it is that you're facing right now, it is a process. It will take a little time. It will take time to get through it. And then one day you wake up and you just go, oh, okay, I'm feeling I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm not quite there. I'm not completely through the grieving process, but I'm better now. I'm starting to be okay. I miss this person. I love this person, but I'm starting to be okay. I felt like with mine, because of how everything happened, I got a second chance. And for me, I don't let that go. I have changed so much in the 7 years. I have grown so much. I have realized that life is so incredibly fragile. Like, we don't know. And as I get older, it's more and more apparent that we don't really know how much time. When you're younger, you have that I'm invincible, I can do it, I can do whatever. But as you get older, you start to see like, okay, I'm getting older. Like, how much time do I have and what can I do? So day to day is the best thing that I can say, is the day to day to continue to keep going forward, keep moving, keep doing the best that you can, and living your life to the fullest. It looks different for me than it used to. 7 years ago, it was a much different life for me. It was a much different situation. It was a lot of tears, a lot of letting go, a lot of pain. It was a lot of pain. And I wasn't grown. I was nowhere near being grown. Did I live on my own? Absolutely. I moved out at 19. I had my own place and a job and a brand new car and everything at 19. Did I struggle? Oh, absolutely. But I wasn't grown. I honestly did not grow until my mom got sick and I got sick and I had that second chance and I said, "Okay, mom, I'm living this for you. I'm living it for me, but I'm living it for you and I'm going to continue to keep doing amazing things." And I start to, and I have been, and I not every time, not everything's been amazing, not everything, but a lot of things have definitely been. And I'm thankful for that. I've stepped out of so many comfort zones. Like, I can't even begin to look back and think of me doing that 7 years ago. So it's not always an easy thing to keep in mind that these things, these traumas, these pains, these hurts, these things that we take in and go, "Oh man, that is hard. I don't know how I'm going to get through this." Sometimes we look at it just that way. We don't look at the growth from it. We can't see it because we're too close to that trauma and that pain, that we can't see, "Oh, this is helping me to grow and to be an adult," I guess, if you will, to take on the things that I need to take on. Do I like the fact that there's been a lot of drama? No. But the first traumas and the things that I went through when I was younger, I don't feel like I took that in as something I needed to grow and heal from, to grow from. It was more of a victim standpoint. A lot of it I felt as I was younger because I didn't know how to place it. I didn't know how to use that to move forward and to be me. I don't wish for anybody to go through the traumas, but life is life and things will happen and things we won't ever be able to understand. There will be many situations that might take us 5 minutes, it may take us 15, it may take us 5 days, it may take us weeks, months, however many years to finally understand it because we're that much further away from what's happened to be okay with it. But once you are and you can breathe, you're there. Don't waste time. Try not to waste time. Try to find gratitude in every day, in every situation, in everything that you can. That's not easy, but it's been a huge staple in my life to wake up and go, "Today is a great day. Today I am going to achieve this. I'm not going to give up." And when I have those moments of feeling like I'm going to give up and I just want to stay in bed and I don't want to do anything, I remember all of the things that makes up this life. All of the things that make me continue wanting to keep moving on and keep moving forward and to not take no for an answer and to step away from the fear of what it is that I feel like I can't do. Fear is a bastard. Fear is horrible, guys. Fear is horrible. And those that know how to just get into you and dig into you with fear and put that on you. You know, I always talk about Jen Sincero, and that is called the big snooze. She talks about it, and You Are a Badass. One of my personal favorites, one of Tony's favorites. Anybody though that I've really said, hey, you have got to listen to this audiobook because it will change a lot for you. Her big thing is like going out there, like she completely left behind everything, did this like couch surfing and everything, went to stay with different people and went out and did her thing, her tour, whatever it was that she was out doing, life coaching, her book, all of that stuff. And everybody was like, why would you do that? Why would you leave the comfort of what you have and what? Because she wanted to grow, because she was being held back and getting ready to shoot forward, because that's what she needed to do for herself. And she said everybody that was like questioning and what about this and why would you do that, why would you do that, was just, she felt like it was just people holding her back. And it was, she calls it the big snooze. Anytime that you're ready to launch and to do something that you need to do in your path for your life, it'll happen. I'm guilty of doing that to people. I'm going to be honest with you. In the past, I have been guilty of doing that to people. Well, what if you do that? And what if it doesn't work out? Because I felt like, as much as I talk about how amazing like my mom was, that was a big thing with her in my life. She always would say that to me. What if you do this and you don't like it? Like a big funny one that I have to tell you guys about. And one point in my life, I wanted to do massage therapy. And she said, well, what if you get some guy that's super hairy and you just don't want to touch him and you don't want to do the massage and you don't want to do this? And that right there is what stopped me. Why? Why would, don't do that to people. Don't try to tell people not to do things. Unless legitly like it's a bad idea and you fear for their life, then yes, I understand that. But, you know, it's easy for us to open up our mouths and to say things to people. Sometimes we just can't help ourselves and it comes out, and before we know it, it's too late. It's out there. We've said what we've said, and sometimes there's no taking it back. Sometimes there's no taking it back. But I ask you guys, when you do something like that, really think about it. And if somebody comes to you and says, hey, that was a little bit much, the way that you were talking, the things that you were saying, please take into consideration where that person's coming from and why they would say that. And if that is something that would help you in the future from saying things and not saying things and keeping it kind of level. I do not have my YouTube on right now, or Twitch or anything. Is there anything over there, Tony, that you got? Okay.
Yeah, actually, there is. Lotus Flower says, you have so much wisdom, Heather. Thank you so much for talking about the topic of loss and grieving. I'm a fucking mess still, Amber. And says, hugs, girl. I love you.
Oh, Amber, thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate that. I understand. I do understand that. I can say it. Losing a parent is the worst group to be in. It is a horrible group to be in, and I feel for you. And I know that it is hard. There are times when going through it with losing my mom, I couldn't. It was days where it was hard. But I did find that keeping busy and remembering to doing the things that I love, honoring my mom in ways like I have a mug that was hers, and I will pull it out and I'll have coffee and think of her and think of all the good things and remember like how lucky I was to have her for those 37 years that I had her for. Like it it was awesome to be able to have her in my life. I think I said that wrong. Was I 34? I'm getting older and I can't remember. Like the other day, I had to ask what age I was. Okay, I was 34. Not to age me now, but at that age, like I went, because when I was little, I knew right away that I was gonna be like my mom's mama's girl. Like that was my person. That was my best friend. I knew that, and for me, I had asked her at a young age, I said, Mom, why couldn't you have me first? Why couldn't you have me sooner so I could be with you in your life longer? And that she's like, "Oh, you are such an old soul." Like these things that you're asking, these questions that you have, I don't know where that's coming from, but it's hard. It is hard. So, Mother's Day, I will honor her on Mother's Day. I will do something that I knew that she loved. I will, I do go and visit her grave, whatever. I do a lot of different things. On her birthday, I will have a gluten-free cupcake with her for her birthday. Just things like these. And, I'm reminded a lot of just how thankful and how grateful I am that I did have her in my life for 34 years. And I remember the things that I learned from her, and I take that with me. I was given that gift, and I feel like if you turn to look at it that way, things kind of start to be a little bit less painful, kind of. I mean, like I said, it's hard. You never know how long it's going to take to grieve. And especially if you have little ones that are missing their grandma and everything, like it's a different thing. For me, I didn't have kids, so that wasn't something that I had to watch. And with my heart the way that it is, my empathetic feelings, all those things, I don't know how well I would have handled that. So I think about that situation as well. But at some point, there will be a day when you'll be able to wake up and you'll start to feel better. It goes in, it takes time. It's not all going to be overnight for the ones that do have the hearts like this and that do have a hard time with grieving and loss. It will take time. And but be kind to yourself. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself because I think honoring our loved ones by taking care of ourselves and making sure that we are good is something that they would definitely want from us. They wouldn't want to see us just balled over and crying all the time and struggling so much. I know my mom personally wouldn't have. She would have wanted me to continue to become who I am today. And that's what kept me going. I made that promise and I said, okay, I made a promise. I cannot delay life any longer. I can't do it. My heart hurts. It hurts so bad, but I got to continue to live because if I don't, I'm not honoring that promise and I'm not becoming who I'm supposed to become. And today I look back at that and I'm thankful that I didn't give up, that I didn't go into doing drugs and drinking or any of that stuff. I'm thankful that I went forward. I found an amazing group of people that helped me raise up, that helped me to continue to keep moving forward, that pushed me into doing the things that my heart and my soul and my personal well being needed, music and art and everything in between that I could possibly do. And I took that and I ran with it and I filled my days with the things that I needed to do to heal me, to take care of me. And I used to think that that was such a selfish statement. Taking care of yourself, putting yourself first. No. Hold up. It's not. You need to take care of yourself, or those ones that you do care about and love are not going to be able to enjoy your life with you because you're constantly trying to be better, to feel better, to do all these things. Stress is another thing that you really have to watch out for, and anxiety with the loss and the grieving process because that will make you sick as well. Come on, everybody. It's not easy. It's not easy. But I want to see you be able to stand up on your own two feet, to be able to be up, to not give up, to live a life that our loved ones would be honored to see us live. I always say that my mom has the best seat, and she's right up there. She's got the best seat. She's watching me kill it and own it, even if I'm crying, and she's probably like, I want to be there for her. This is just what I imagine that she would be saying. But she's watching me, and other people are watching me. Tony's brought up to me several times in the past couple weeks about people look up to me. People I don't know how you said it. Like, they look at me and they think that I'm strong, that I am doing all these things that they would never imagine doing, and I'm still like, I still go, really? I don't I don't notice that. Like, I it's not that I don't notice you, cuz I do. I notice you guys, but I'm so far from feeling that. Like, I'm so far from noticing it because I just want to keep going. And I do want to inspire and I do want to uplift you guys. I thank you for that. I thank you guys for telling him this stuff. I thank you guys for telling me these things. Like, I accept that. I appreciate that. I'm not stopping. No matter what else I got going on, I'm not stopping. I'm gonna keep moving. I'm gonna get closer to my circle of people and these ladies that I have in my life now. Like, that's been a weird thing for me because my friendships with ladies have never been this strong. But I thank all of you. I thank all of you that have helped me to continue to remember why I'm here, what I'm doing. It's each day I find another piece of myself, no matter what I'm facing, because I am facing a lot of things still to this day, but I'm not giving up. And I hope that you guys don't either. I really hope that you guys find your feet on the ground and you don't give up. No matter how much you're hurting, no matter how much pain you have, I really hope you don't. I hope you find something that you are passionate about, or you pick back up something that you're passionate about that you've been struggling to do because it's been killing you and it's been hurting your heart because you are struggling and you're having grief and you're not doing the things that you would love to be doing, but you're not able to at the time. I hope you pick up that paintbrush. I hope you pick up that guitar, that microphone, that pen, whatever it is that sets you on fire, that camera, the passion, whatever it is, and use that pain. Use that to create something beautiful from it. Use it, because that's honestly what happened with me. I started writing music and I got into it and I started writing music for other people and I used it to light that fire back up, to go, okay, the fire back up, and to help me push forward to do other things and to not give up. Sometimes that's hard, and I didn't want it to take me to a dark place when I was in writing and doing those things, but I did. I used that trauma, that loss, that hurt, that heart, that pain, and I put it into that, and I put it into this, and I put it into everything else that I've been doing. And maybe to some people that might look like I'm trying to hide the pain and trying not to deal with it, but I have been. In doing that, I've been working that process. And I want to talk a little bit too about working the process and being okay with crying. Being okay with letting it out. Being okay with screaming at the top of your damn lungs to let it out instead of pushing it in. Be okay with this stuff. I'm not asking you to go crazy and like road rage or any of that kind of thing, but honestly, cry it out. Feel it. Write it out. However it is that you have got to get it out of you, do it. Do it. I did. That was my thing. I had to write. I sang. I screamed. I kicked. I learned how to flip tires like you wouldn't believe. My strength game got strong. I did have a bout of eating. We went and ate a lot. Went out and ate a lot. Went and bought a lot of stuff. So there was some things in there that I did. Retail therapy, doing meals and stuff like that. That probably weren't the best choices, but it is what I did to get through it. And now I realize that that was what I was doing. And I've been working to fix that. I've been working to, move forward. But, after I lost mom, I lost Zach. Oops, I went my tea. And so that was one thing after another. One second. Yeah, thank you. So that was definitely one thing after another. That was hurt. That was trauma. That was pain. It was tough. With my mom, I knew that I had time, which still wasn't nice. Like, it still wasn't easy. It wasn't nice. That's right. It wasn't nice. I still knew that I had time to talk to her, to get things out, to feel. And with Zach, he was gone in an instant. That was it. That was that. I don't know what's worse. I think obviously they're both bad. I don't know what was worse in that aspect, because I had time with mom to talk and to do. Is there anything else on there? Okay. So I went through that. I dealt with not trying to push it all down. I started to notice the things that were not healthy in myself, and I started to move forward and to figure it out. I woke up one morning and I just went, this is not going to do. What are you doing? Get yourself up, get moving, live what life you have. I started to figure out what I needed to do to survive, to learn how to be okay, to heal, to grieve, to do all of that stuff that I needed to do. And I went, what is most important and what will you do in your life that'll make you happy? That will help you to continue to keep moving forward and to not give up. So I decided that I was going to start working a seasonal job. I was going to do this music thing. I was going to write and sing and dance and whatever it was that I needed to do to be creative, because that's who I am. And I kept moving forward with it and I didn't give up on it. And I've been doing so many different things ever since. And this is not about the I did this and this, but I'm also trying to say, hey guys, if I can do it, you can do it as well. You can do it too. But I also found too, like throughout the process, when I was getting into about talking about crying, I've been a very empathetic person throughout my life. I feel other people's feelings. I feel their their hurts, their pains, their happy, their everything in between. Walking into a room, the energy, you can just feel it. When someone else walks in, you can feel it. Whether they're in a good, bad, ugly mood, you can feel it. And I've learned how to push out. I'm not taking on anybody else's feelings, their energy, any of that stuff, because I have a lot of feelings. I've cried a lot of tears, and I've talked about it before, about sometimes that it was hard for me to accept crying a lot, because that is how I was made. I cry. Angry, sad, happy, whatever it is, I feel all of these feelings, but I cry. I cry. Waterproof mascara is probably the best thing that I could ever purchase. Because I do. I cry a lot. I do. I feel very intensely. I used to be embarrassed of it. There are people that have been in my life that just couldn't handle it. They would say things to other people where they were like, I cannot handle her today. She is crying a lot. I can't do this. Oh, well. Sorry that you're uncomfortable, because I can be who I am and I can feel my feels. I am not sorry about that anymore. I do not know. Because every tear that I shed, whether it's brought on by myself, whether it's brought on by somebody that I love, whether it's brought on pain from the past, those tears have watered me to blossom and bloom to where I'm at. So remember that. When you're crying and you're upset at yourself for feeling a feeling and crying, it's okay. You're watering yourself to blossom and bloom. Every of these instances that happen, all of these things grow us. Sometimes they don't grow us in the right direction. Sometimes it's kind of off and a little bit not the way that you were intending. But they do. They grow us. If you allow them to, they grow you. It's just life is difficult sometimes, guys. But I feel like I've wasted more time in my life stewing over the difficult, crying over the difficult, and not working through some of these things with the difficult as opposed to just living each day. I find lately I think I change more often each day. You know, I change how I feel. I I don't have a specific style. I wear what I wear and I'm okay with that. You know, we were teasing on Don't Make This Weird about loving kids movies and going to the movie theater and just experiencing things. I live to do things that make me smile and make me happy, because those moments where I can't be happy and I can't smile because something is weighing heavily on me, I need those. I need that time. I need that downtime. I enjoy downtime. If you message me and I don't answer, I'm on my time. I'm on my time doing my thing, and I will get back to you, especially this time of year. Work is going crazy. I'm getting busier. Things are getting a little bit crazier. I'm being pushed into a whole different bracket in my life. I feel like I am wanting to do more things so to help other people out for sure. I don't intend on stopping Survivor Girl anytime soon, but I feel this big push to keep on finding things to do to help people out, and that's where I'm at right now. So I am going through work trying to go through and make sure that I'm remembering every day for podcast, remembering all those things, because I have found more that I am in the comfort zone. So I'm not stressing out like I used to be stressing out about things. I go, okay, well, I got work today and I get to the podcast. When I get to the podcast, it's okay. Everybody here understands that I'm working. I got lots of things going on. This is the busy, crazy season. But even with setting up at the farmers market, we don't have many more days left of that. I have truly enjoyed and had so much fun. Um, but I know too, I get there in enough time to set up and be chill and have help. I appreciate that a lot. But I'm not over stressing. So I've started to plan. I have everything together for me. I get ready to walk out the door. I have everything that I need the night before. Because if I don't, it's hard. I struggle with that. So before, I used to sit there and go, I can't do this. I'm not going to be able to do this because I'm always forever running late. I'm forever doing this. Okay, some days I do still run late, but for the most part, I've been doing a lot better because I have a plan. I have a plan in action. Doesn't work for everything in your life. I get that. It doesn't work for everything in my life. But it's like the old thing of like before school. I set out my outfit, I get ready, I plan this, I get up at this time, I go to bed at this time, I do this thing. But it helps me to run my life smoother. It helps me to run my life smoother. The calendar has been a wonderful thing when I remember to put stuff in it. I'm not claiming I'm an adult by any stretch, my friends, but I am doing a lot better at planning, and that's helping me have less stress. Too much stress in my life is a no go. I cannot afford to have stress in my life. Neither can any of you. Please tell me that you're learning how to take care of that. Stress is bullshit. I don't swear often on this show. I swear more and Don't Make This Weird and everything else in between, but stress is bullshit. If you let it, it will make you sick. I went to a doctor last season. I was at work. I started to feel lightheaded. We had so many orders coming in. It's my job. That's what I do. I understand that. I worked myself so many hours and all of this other stuff in between. I ended up having to go up to the doctor because my heart rate was going bad again. I was lightheaded. I wasn't feeling good. I went up to the doctor. You know what the doctor told me? You need to schedule fun. What in the hell are you talking about? Excuse me? You need to schedule fun. You need to figure out how to not stress. Okay, sir. Like, how many years did you go to college for this? To just tell me this? But he wasn't wrong. Truly, 100% this man was not wrong. Because I was going through what I was going through with the adrenal gland thing, he was not wrong. So now I do not apologize when I say I am not able to make it to do something because I am at home in the comfiest of comfy pajamas, enjoying some trash garbage TV because that's what I want to do. Snuggling with my cat and doing whatever because that's what I want to do. Do I do it often? No. No, I don't. So I don't apologize for when I do that stuff. Not everybody was like, really, Heather? That's what you want to waste your time on, watching some stupid reality TV trash? Yes, some days I do. Some days I do. And it's okay. I just say, okay, this is my plan. I'm going to just relax and this is what I'm doing. You know, I find time to be able to do what I want to do because I can't get that time back, but it is what I do. Like that's what I do to unwind. I watch cartoons sometimes. You know, it is what makes you happy too. Like I want people to also remember that just because you are whatever age you are, it's still okay to do some of the nostalgic stuff, to have some fun. I mean, on the one last podcast that we had, we talked about video games. We talked about, shows. We talked about cartoons. We talked about nostalgia. We talked about so many different things. And I don't think that we honor that enough as adults. It's okay to color. It's okay to hula hoop. It's okay to whatever it is that you need to do that you remember doing when you were a kid, to have fun and to unwind and to schedule fun. Why not? Why not? I don't have the excuse of saying, "Oh, my kids want to play with this. My kids want to watch this cartoon. My kids want to." I don't have that excuse, so it's just like, yeah, I'm an adult. This is what I want to do. But I don't apologize for that. I'm unapologetically learning how to be myself and to enjoy what I enjoy. And not everybody agrees with that. Not everybody is okay with it. But guess what? Not everybody lives in your house or hangs out with you every single day, so who cares? You're not hurting anybody, you're not hurting yourself, whatever. Live your best life. Do everything. It amazes me how often that we hold back from just doing the things that make us laugh, from doing the things that make us happy. How many hours that we spend worrying about what somebody else is effing doing. Stop. I messed up my hand a little bit. Stop, though. I've come to find since I've stopped worrying about what other people are doing, I got more time for me. Hey, friends. Wow. There's a big post that I've seen on Facebook that talks about, first off, my favorite one is stay in your own lane. I've talked about that several times on the podcast. But there's another one that talks about, seeing what other people are doing and worrying about keeping up with them. And okay, so once upon a time, maybe I felt like a teeny little bit of that, but now I'm just like, I'm gonna go live in a yurt. I don't care. I'm gonna go have a tiny little farm. I'm gonna go do whatever I want to do. Right. But the best part of it is I don't have to tell people that. I can just do it. Just live life and do whatever. Bass fishing tournaments. People are like, really? That's what you want to do? Hell yeah, that's what I want to do, and it was fantastic. I enjoyed every minute except for the anxiety, my friends. What we talk about anxiety and stress is bullshit. And it was on that trip. It was. But I did it. And it was fantastic. Because I overcame another... I'm scared of water. Oh, that was another thing too, guys. I want to talk... Don't let me forget. I want to talk about Crystal LaFay's podcast that I was on. I'm scared of water. I am. I'm scared of water. I can doggy paddle the best, but I am terrified of flipping over in my kayak. To be honest, I am very scared of that. Yeah, I still get out there and I still do it. It is scary. I don't like to put myself in that kind of danger, but I don't think about that when I'm out there because if the waves are really bad, not getting out there. I'm not doing it. When it's good though, I get out there and I can fish with the best of them, and I enjoy that. I don't care. Yes, stinky, slimy, gross fish. I don't give a crap. It's fun. I have so much fun, and it helps me to exercise. I lost weight while I was doing it. I did 16 miles. Me and Adam got out there and did it. And that was another thing. I was out there. I knew I was safe. I was with somebody that knew how to take care of whatever we were facing. So I was on Crystal LaFay's podcast, and it was fantastic, you guys. I loved joining her. She interviewed me. It was my first real kind of interview, actually. I mean, Tony had said, "Yeah, you were on the news." That was different. It was my first time being on another podcast, technically, and being interviewed. We did break into Solid State Radio. We crashed. I guess we didn't break in there because that sounds bad. But we did crash Solid State Radio and kind of went on with Sean a little bit. But this was my first podcast, especially with somebody else, like major female warrior survivor energy in that lady. Like happy, not always happy, but she puts out a really good vibe. She's very kind to other people, even when they're jerks to her. Incredible lady. So if you guys have not watched her podcast, there is an episode that I was on, and she puts out positives every single day. And I love her for that. Very kind, genuine person. Yes, she does read cards. She does do all that kind of stuff. But that's her. That's who she is. And you know what? Be kind. Be kind because she gives that right back. Be kind to her. Let her, show some of the amazing sides of her. Like, she is an incredible person. I loved being on her podcast. She asked me so many good questions, and it was a great time. I'm so thankful that I was able to be a part. Totally support her 100,010%. You guys go and watch Crystal LaFay podcast because she is doing some pretty cool things, and I enjoy watching her and her energy, her fun. And, she is somebody else that is unapologetically her. She inspires so many people. She inspires me. She says that I inspire her, and it floors me. It just floors me. But it's cool because she has a goddess circle group of women who are all incredible, and it is open to the public now. But there's so much positivity among all of the ladies in that group. I feel very empowered by them and able to do. And it's not a we hate guys group. It's nothing like that. It's just women being real, having a safe space to talk, and having a safe space to support each other. So I am 110% behind her and her podcast and what she represents. So if you guys get a chance to go check that out, I would love that. We also have been doing, obviously, the Don't Make This Weird podcast, a totally different podcast from this one. I am definitely different on that one, but it's part of who I am. This is more of a serious platform, so I keep it as much serious as I can. And then I've been honored to be a part of Initiative Impossible for my geek people out there that love board games, tabletop, all of that kind of stuff. That is definitely a podcast that you'll want to check out. I love the podcast with the edits and the different fun stuff in them. That is great. That's probably my favorite way to watch it. You can watch the whole live episode, but the bite-sized pieces here and there are really good too because the edits are fun. If you guys get a chance, that is something else that's fun. I love that. We've had a lot of fun doing those kinds of things, and I look forward to doing many, many more. And I want to thank Solid State Radio also for re airing all of the podcasts at Strange Friends Media. Follow, like, subscribe, do all of that stuff. Go check them out over there as well because there is a ton of different podcasts and shows and radio and music and everything in between. So if you guys get a chance to go check that out too, that would be awesome. So I guess what I want to end up rounding out the show with tonight, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Episode 73, 74. Thank you guys for tuning in for that. I was not able to make it last week. I am just finally honoring, completely trying to undo and get away from all of the food allergies that I have. I've talked to you guys about some of those with the gluten. I haven't really honored the milk one because it never really did anything that I thought to myself. For most times, people with any kind of milk allergy are dealing with like lactose intolerance. But because I'm me, it infects me with headaches and sinus issues. So instead of it going the other way with IBS, I deal with mega or major like sinus problems and headache from having any kind of milk. So I'm trying to finally honor my body with watching out for doing that stuff well, because it's still a learning thing and it's not as used to as I am with it's not as easy as I am used to doing with gluten and checking everything. I did have something that had milk in it and it did knock me down for almost 2 days. So that is why I wasn't able to make it last week. I am learned my lesson. I have learned my lesson. I am being more careful and trying to honor this and figure out how to eat better and learn how to do my diet and hopefully get in touch with my nutritionist to help out with some of that stuff as well, because sometimes you just need answers and you don't know where to turn. I think the best way is to check in with my nutritionist, my holistic doctor, all that fun stuff, and just keep moving forward. And I hope that if you guys are on a journey to take care of your health and to take care of yourself and to give yourself some self love and start healing the things that you're going through, I hope that you continue to not lose sight of the path that you're on, but look right in front of you and instead of as far out to the as the end of it. Because I know for myself, if I look at the goal number that I want to reach or any of those kinds of things or how long it's going to take me, it's harder for me instead of just focusing day to day on what I want to accomplish to get me to that goal. So I hope that you guys are able to keep on moving forward. I hope that you're able to have found some hopefully maybe some answers from listening to where I was guided to talk to you guys tonight, and are able to keep moving forward and keep your head up, keep your chin up. Don't don't give up even if it seems like it's going to take you a long time to get where you need to get to. I've watched some truly amazing strong people in my life show me day after day that they are not giving up and they are not going to let whatever it is try to bowl them over. And I see people that are struggling with it day after day as well. And the best thing that you can do is just not give up on yourself. Love yourself, take care of yourself, be easy on yourself, and whatever journey it is, sometimes we just can't fight it. Sometimes we just have to go with it and find ourselves, whatever it may be, after that journey. So I hope you guys keep on moving forward and have a great week. I will try my very best to tune in tomorrow for motivational Monday morning. I work on Mondays now, so I apologize. Last week it was still trying to recover from Sunday. So hopefully tomorrow I'm planning and I'm putting it in there and plan in action, like I told you guys, to wake up, get on there with you tomorrow, and hopefully spread some motivation for the week coming up. I know we can do this, you guys. I know we can get through this. I know that we can overcome whatever it is that we've been facing. Love you guys, and I hope that you do not forget that life is best lived